of opponent for Tyson Fury. Unfortunately, Derek Chisora has to pull out due to an hand injury, so he's now boxing Alexander Ustinov, who comes from Belarusian Belarus. Yes, sorry, my pronunciation. On Saturday. So we've got a unique situation here. A couple of things. First of all, I don't think I've been involved in a promotion with two giants of these size of these two guys. I've been the two biggest fighters that I've ever promoted against each other. Tyson, 22-0, as we all know, he's the former WBO Intercontinental Champion. Big disappointment for him, with Derek pulling out, as it was for Derek. But I think we've made the best of the situation. We've got a very creditable substitute opponent, Alexander, who's been training very hard, working with Derek. His record's 29-1, he's got 21 KOs. He's got quite a colourful background, which I'm sure he can tell you about when it comes to questions and answers. But this is I think Tyson's point of view, third time he's had an opponent pull out in the last 18 months or so. Very frustrating. He's been training very hard, as we all know, to box a guy who's much smaller than Alexander, different style altogether. So the mindset has to be switched. He's now, as we say, finding a totally different type of opponent, and obviously it's a fight that he can't afford to slip up on, because we still intend, and we will, put the fight on providing Tyson comes through against Derek Chisora, which will be in October. We'll confirm that date after the fight, subject to Tyson doing the business on Saturday. I think on paper this is a great fight. Two big men, I'm sure there's going to be plenty of excitement. They both are big punchers, so you better not blink, keep your eyes on the action. Hopefully we'll get some seriously good entertainment for the boxing fans. We've also got all the various guys sitting on the table in front who are fighting on the undercard. Billy Joe Saunders against Emmanuel Landamura for the vacant European title, middleweight title. Bill's 19-0, Landamura's 22-0. So again, two undefeated fighters. Obviously somebody's always going to go, as they say in the business. And I'm hoping it's not Billy's, because if Bill wins this, he gets himself into the #1 spot in the WBO, and that will lead to a world title fight later this year. Liam Smith, 16 wins, 1 draw. He's defending his light middleweight champion title, against Jason Wellborn. Liam's had a few problems over the last few months with injuries, but he's back now, and I'm delighted he's back, and I intend to make sure he's busy, comes through this fight okay, and we'll be looking to step him up as well. We've got a cracking little fight for the vacant British lightweight championship between the undefeated Terry Flanagan from here in Manchester against Martin Gethin. Again, on paper, a lovely little fight that, and I'm sure the fans will enjoy it. Cracking little vacant Central Area light welterweight title between Jake Cattrall and Nathan Bruff. Again, 2 undefeated fighters. Jack's 8-0, Nathan's 11-0. I think on paper, that is a good fight. I think it'll be a cracking fight in the ring. And also on the card, we've got Commonwealth champion Liam Walsh, Ronnie Heffernan in a cracking little fight against Liam Williams, Chris Eubanks Jr., Eddie Chambers, Tom Stalker, Andrew Gonzalez, Declan Garrity, Youssef Safa, Macaulay McGowan, and Michael Gomez Jr. making his pro debut. So it's a great fight, 17 fights on the card. It'll be an early start, 4 o'clock. Hopefully we'll get some fantastic action in the ring. Well, we've got the guys here. I know you've got questions to ask, so please feel free to do so.
Peter, can I just ask you how you adjusted your strategy because of the obvious short time since the new opponent was announced?
Well, we've had a look at him, and we look at all evidence, and he's ready, and it's not ideal. He's a lot bigger opponent, he's taller, totally different style than Derek. So yeah, it's a 3-month training camp, and we've got 3 days to prepare for this guy's one. He's the same as us, no doubt, so that's what it is. It's just a fight game, any fights we can take when things don't come off, step up to the next best thing. We're not picking and choosing. Tyson's ready for anyone, and this just proves it again, so it'll be a good fight while it lasts.
And do you think Tyson's now in the best shape ever?
Well, certainly in the gym he's in the best physical shape of his life and performing well. I expect to see a very good performance.
More questions?
Tyson, how important was it for you to get out and active after the disappointment of obviously the Chisora fight, but before that the Hay fight falling down? Was it important for you to fight this weekend?
Listen, what's important to me is not letting people down. With my name associated with boxing, there's been a lot of letdowns over the past 18 months. I'm not just about to let people down, especially in my own time when people's paid good hard-earned money to fight. Yeah? I don't care if he brings King Kong to me on Saturday night, he's going to fight. I don't care if we win, lose or draw, neither, because I'm pretty sure there's a conspiracy theory going on behind all this. Listen, it is what it is. I don't let people down, I fight. Listen, people would have got a journeyman to fight on Saturday night, somebody shit. I don't do that. I've got a man who's had 30 fights and lost one. Credit to him for stepping in on a short notice. He's been in the gym, he's been sparring, but then again, so have I. He hasn't prepared for somebody like me, but then again, neither have I prepared somebody like him. So it's going to be a clash of the titans, and may the best man win. That's all I've got to say about it.
Tyson, recently Derek Chisora posted a picture on Twitter saying that he knows that him and David Hay, after I know they're ruining your career type thing. What do you think about that tweet that he tweeted? Do you think it's disrespectful to the fans?
Listen, whatever his reasons are for calling out, I'm not here to talk about Derek Chisora. As far as I'm concerned, Derek Chisora's history finished. After I've done with this one that's in front of me here, right, I want the main event for the WBC title. I'm not interested in Derek Chisora. He ain't got enough credibility to lace my boots up. Never mind stepping in the same ring. He's a shithouse. Dropped his bollocks in training, and now this big lunch has had to step in and take his place. Now, this fella, he may be a giant. Listen, when I land a big detonating right hand with his big swelled head on him, he's got to go down and he's got to stay down. He's a shithouse. I've seen the fight against Pulev. He's getting knocked clean out. Don't be surprised if he goes down in 1 or 2 rounds. I'm coming out, firing, swinging bombs, and if he can land one on me, credit to him. But I've got balls like King Kong, and I'm knocking in spark at him. How's that? Put on a statement, because this is what people do like me. Men like me fight anybody on any notice. I don't need a training camp to fight these shit fighters out there. All of the boxers are shit anyway. All the heavyweights are wank, not worth a shilling. I'll fight them on 1 day's notice. Never mind 6 months training camps. I'll do it, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to these dickhead on Saturday night. I'm knocking him into next week. If you carry him, I'm going to stretch him back to Russia.
Could we ask Alexander how he's approaching the fight on that basis?
Shaking. Yeah, I mean.
Is it possible to ask Alexander what he feels about taking the fight at short notice and how it feels?
He actually said he thought satire was dead.
Я считаю, что каждый матч достаточно важен. Соответственно, здесь, скажем так, собираются ценители спорта, ценители бокса. Они придут посмотреть на хорошие соревнования. Также собираются на ринге боксеры высокого уровня.
Every game is important to me, and I respect the viewers and respect the fans, and I'm doing it for them.
What does he think of Tyson Fury? Can we ask that, please?
Про оппонента могу сказать одно, и его послужной список говорит сам за себя с достаточно высокого уровня. Партнер, я прошу, наверное, извинения за то, что я влез в это дерби между Дэвидом Чизорой и Тайсоном Фьюри. Ну, скажем так, да, пришлось переиграть, и это не специально, есть высшие силы захотели так, чтобы произошло, поэтому мы здесь.
He said he feels a big respect for the opponent, because obviously he knows everything about him. He feels a bit sorry that he had to sort of interrupt between in this game, because obviously it was planned for him to play with someone else. Or he's going to try to beat the world champion too.
Can I ask a question about Ustinov's condition? His last fight was with David Tua in New Zealand some time ago. So what kind of shape is he in? What's he been doing since his last fight?
I can answer part of that for you.
Okay.
He's been sparring and working continuously with Derek Chisora.
But how long was that going on for?
For a while, he's actually sat there and found a break in his mouth. So it doesn't take a lot. Working out the height and so forth, that's why he came in to work with him. He was preparing for the fight. What conditions he's in, have a look at him. He looks fantastic.
I know, but was that just sort of 2 weeks with Chisora, or has he been doing? Was that just 2 weeks with Chisora since his last fight?
He can tell you what he's doing, but have a look at the man, and he's in good condition.
После поединка с Дэвидом Туа у нас был большой перерыв. Соответственно, не было бою, но попал сюда, в Чесоры мы полноценно проводили тренировочный процесс и постараемся достойно.
It was a big gap, as you said, when he was training continuously and he was ready.
Did he have any fight scheduled?
Sorry?
Did he have any other fight scheduled?
He's had, you look at the records, Tyson's had one fight in, what, 18 months? That's what it is. That's what he's had, one fight in 18 months. This guy's been training, in continual training. I know for a fact he's out sparring a lot with different fighters around Eastern Europe. We all know that in the game. And he is what he is. And I'll tell you what, ask Derek Chisora what he thinks of him. He gave Derek all the trouble he wanted.
Tyson, how important is it for you, after all this disruption, that you go out and make an absolute statement here in Manchester? You know, you're on the cusp of a world title fight potentially here. How important is it that you really put on a show in this fight?
It's important to me that I put on a show in every day I wake up in life. Every day is a show for me. So one certain event it is what it is. I like to do my best every time I go out there. So it will be no other than entertainment as usual. Either I'll get knocked out or he'll get knocked out. That's how I roll. Everything's on the line when I step in the ring. And hopefully I'll be a little bit quicker than him and I'll detonate before he can.
Was there any choice of opponent, Frank, or was the
No,
choice?
we were in a bit of a, you know, it's not a question of, it's getting somebody, we couldn't bring anybody in from outside of Europe because of they have to comply with British Boxing Law Control, medical regulations and so forth. They've got to be here for a certain amount of days. And looking around, it was a pretty tough job for us, but the fact was, he was here. He was about to go home, so we managed to, you know, get him here. You know, this is not an ideal situation. I don't particularly like this, and Tyson's got a real point. You know, most guys would say, I'm not fighting someone with a record like that. I'd much rather, you know, get me a bum or something, and then we'll get the other fight on. But we are where we are, and as, you know, as Tyson quite rightly said, there are fans out there, and the fans want, you know, have an expectation level. And so nobody can complain about this. He's been some great fighters. This guy, been some good fighters around in his career, and he can punch. You know, these are two big guys. They throw bombs, and I'm sure when one connects, someone's going to go over. It's going to be about who. But this is say not an ideal situation. I'd much rather be sitting here with the original fight that we intended to promote. But I think we've done really well out of a bad situation, and I think also, you know, I'll take my hat to Tyson for stepping up and taking his opponent.
Tyson, you've got no intention of fighting Chisora
As far as I'm concerned, Chisora's another David a wannabe. A wannabe a Tyson Fury opponent in hindsight, and then he realises the daunting task that lies ahead, and then decides, well, I'll live on to fight another day rather than get annihilated on Saturday. Sure, Mr. Warren can get him another fight somewhere along the line against some easy people. Listen, I want to fight real fighters who want to fight. I didn't start in this game to get a record of 200-0 against 200 dinosaurs. I come in this career, it started a career of boxing to be involved in good fights. For people to say, yeah, he did fight good fighters, he didn't really pick and choose his opponents. You know, like I said before, this guy is rated in the top 10 in the world by 2 organisations, number 7 by the WBA, number 8 by the IBF. He's not a pushover. Let me just stress one thing to you all. I've been training for somebody 6 foot and 17 stone. This guy is 6 foot 8 and 21 stone. Total different style. Had no sparring, no preparation, nothing. So it is what it is. It's a real 50-50 fight. It's who gets who out of there. And at the end of the day, I'm not really interested if it's 50-50 fight or a 90% 10 fight. It is what it is. He's a big man, I'm a big man. And we're here to fight, you know. He didn't come here to lay down in a round. He's come here to knock me out. He obviously believes that he or Derek Chisora or whoever else could do it to me. So he's coming here to try his luck and strike lucky and hit the jackpot. Because if he can beat Tyson Fury, he then goes and cashes my check and gets a world title fight, just off of that. But if I beat Ustinov, where am I? I'm in the same position, but I'm not, because I've got that world title fight next. It's coming. Don't worry about that. 100%. I'm sick of being avoided, you know. Avoidance has been my case for the past 2 or 3 years. How many eliminators do I have to fight? How many so-called heavyweights have got to be named before I actually get shot at something? I'm starting to think that the Klitschko's are behind all this, trying to hold me back. Because you do know this guy is promoted by K2. So they're sticking him in, yeah, to hold me back. Because my testing the water, my final eliminator then goes back a longer time again, which allows Vladimir to flap around and pick and choose another opponent in the meanwhile. Therefore puts me on the back burner for even longer. So there you are. But when I put him in a body bag and send him back to Russia, then there's going to be no fight. So I don't know what's going to happen. I'd just like to say though that boxing is boxing where men should fight each other. And I can see we've got Lucas Brown in the audience there. Now he is a fighting man. He's a big strong lump who fights people who don't care, just like me. And he's here to fight people, and he's got a fight next week as well. So I wish there was more people like me and that fella in boxing, because it seems to me that the bigger they are, the more of a shithouses they are. Because the lighter weight fighters, they fight each other. Middleweights, welterweights, lightweights, whatever you want. All the good fighters fight each other. When it comes to heavyweights, they're all pussies. They don't want to fight each other because I'm going to lose this and I'm going to lose that. Forget about records and rankings and organisations. Be involved in good fights. And this is what's killing the sport of boxing in the heavyweight division. This is why the heavyweights ain't the glory divisions anymore. Because people like Derek Chisora and David A are conning people. They're out to con the public. And the British Boxing Board of Control say, I'm bad for boxing, but I'm fighting on Saturday night. I ain't here to let people down. I didn't let people down on 2 or 3 occasions. When I say I'm going to fight, I fight. You know, the other night while I was sleeping in bed, I was thinking to myself, if I go blind tonight, I'd get Peter to try and blag it through that I was still going to fight Derek Chisora on Saturday. That's how much of a man I am. I would fight with no eyes. And listen, there was nothing going to keep me out of that ring on Saturday night. Now, him to have a little injury in his finger or whatever he's got, another excuse, is pathetic. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. And I have sympathy for all the fans out there who's paid good hard-earned money to be here on Saturday night. You know, it's a disgrace, the British heavyweight boxing and the world of heavyweight boxing. There seems to be that I'm the only man in the world who wants to actually get forward and be involved in good fights. Because the rest of them are running around picking and choosing who they want to fight. And at the end of the day, there's only one man involved in boxing. Love me, hate me, or want to kill me. I fight and I win and I entertain. And that's the good thing about me. I always deliver. Whether it's fireworks, whether it's whatever it is, whether I get put down or I don't, I deliver excitement. And this is why I'm a risky fight for all these so-called champions. So-called heavyweight champions. In my opinion, a load of wet-ass pussies.
A lot of the stuff that Tyson's saying, I agree with. Derek Chisora, my manager, is injured. And he's as fighting man as is Tyson.
He's about as injured as I am sat here.
So he's injured. And And you know, if anybody wants to look at the MRI scans, they're quite well. The bottom line is, no one can. And I don't want to get into about Derek Chisora or whatever. But Derek Chisora, I don't think anybody can doubt his courage. He's been to Germany, he's fought Klitschko, he's been to Finland to fight Landers, he's fought David A. He'd go and fight anyone. He has an injury. And let's get this one out of the way. And I'm sitting there, I'm going to cheer Tyson until I ain't got no breath to win this fight, because I want to see the two of them in the ring. I still know and believe that is a cracking fight, and it will happen.
Eddie, it sounds like there's a gap at the top of the heavyweight division. Are you looking to get back up there very quickly?
Me? Also me, I don't think. Yeah, as soon as possible. I mean, the guys I'm fighting now are obviously stepping stone to moving in that direction. I'm confident with me and Peter and the team I'm working on. We're ready to get back up there. This is, there's no means by any means looking past this guy and fight facing on Saturday, but I got my eyes set on bigger things.
Are there any more questions for the big guys?
Yeah, I've got one for you, Ustinov. Why does he feel that in the past few years, Russians, Ukrainians, and Eastern Europeans have been doing so well in particularly heavyweight boxing, when in the past they haven't done as well as recently?
Really simple. Because when you go back 20 years, there was a Soviet Union. In the Olympic Games, there was only one representative who represented all those territories. Now, since the fall of the USSR, now all these different heavyweights are allowed to compete in various competitions, world competitions around the world, and there is obviously a lot of guys out there who come from that part of the world who can fight.
Tyson, is this man beyond the potential opponent for you in the future, Lucas?
Listen, Lucas is a good fighter and I wish him really, really well. And if the day comes when we fight, then it'll be a great fight, an explosive, entertaining fight. And anybody has got a chance in that fight. It's who lands that bomb first, basically. I'd love to fight Lucas Brown, and I'm sure he'd love to fight me as well. But at the moment, I'm trying to hunt down a world title. And Lucas Brown doesn't have a world title, and neither do I. So would I waste a fight like Lucas Brown for no money and no titles? I really doubt that. I'm in this boxing to make money. I ain't here to get punched in the face and do nothing and make no money at the end of it. Listen, that's a big money fight there, and I ain't going to waste it for no money. When I get a world title, gladly Lucas, I'll defend it against you. That's the promise. So stay undefeated, and there's no doubt in you not taking any fights or injuries, because I know what type of person you are. So good luck to you on Saturday, next Saturday, and God bless you.
Billy, how big a night is it for you in this stage of your career, European title? When do you see that?
Yeah, it's one of the biggest nights of my career. An unbeaten fight, I come over here to my backyard and that. Well, not to my backyard, to Manchester. But yeah, very big night. I'm looking forward to it. I know he's going to bring a good fight. I've prepared the best I can. I'm sure he has, and I know it's going to be a cracking fight.
How much do you know about him as an opponent? How much of the record looks good?
Yeah, the record's good. He's unbeaten, so he's doing something right. He's been to Germany and got a win, so it's hard to get a win out there. But he's not coming to England to get a win. I can assure you that.
And Liam, what sort of shape are you in coming in?
You'll see Saturday, I'm in very good shape. I've been in the gym since obviously I could get back in after the injury, and I've been in the gym to go for a while now, so you'll see Saturday, I'm in good shape.
And okay and everything?
Yeah, it's been spot on, been fine, can't wait for Saturday and top bill with all the lads and I'll perform Saturday.
Obviously, Mark, your opponent, and not for loss from Terry Matthews, how confident you feel?
Yeah, I'm confident I can win the fight. He's come forward, come to a fight, but I'm very confident in the condition, and I think on the night I'll show everyone what I can do.
Can we just hear from the opponent of Billy Joe, who is an Italian conservative, just his thoughts on this fight? Emmanuel?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you speak English?
Yeah, a little bit, but when Peter helped me, it's better.
So just want to know your thoughts on Billy Joe Saunders. How much do you know about him? How much you're coming to England in his backyard? What are your thoughts on the fight?
what I think about. Okay. Allora, I think that Billy Joe is one good fighter, and in the past asked me other person asking me how I think about him. I say that Europe Championship is one important step, but it's in one normal step. And I want to say that Billy Joe is one good fighter, and I'm happy from coming to Manchester, and I'm happy that I can fight with Billy Joe, and so Saturday we know. Thanks.
We won the purse bids for this fight to get the fight here.
Frank, can you just give us your, I mean obviously it's European title fight, but it's a great match.
Well, the winner, you know, again, the winner will go into the #1 spot. That's, you know, who comes through this, the every fight in Queensland this year. I mean, that's really what this is all about. It's a tough fight, and as Bill said, you know, Lemmer has had fights, he'll have a fight in Germany, and it is hard to win a fight in Germany, believe me, but he did it. And, you know, he's a good operator. But I think Bill's a little bit special. At least I hope he's a little bit special, and he's show that to everybody. And this is his opportunity to really shine. You know, he's again had a few setbacks with hand injuries, but everything's I think it's coming together now. And Jimmy Tibbs has done a fabulous job with him. And I think that you can see the best of Bill on Saturday night. So he comes through that. It's my job to make sure that he gets the crack at one time. Have we got any more questions? We're all done? Thank you. Thanks very much. And we'd also like to, before we go, thank our sponsors, 666 Steel and Riley's Sports Bar. You can watch the fight on Box Nation, Sky Channel 437 or HD 490. It's on the Virgin Channel at 547. And if you want to subscribe, you just go to www.boxnation.com. First fight will be at 4:10 on Saturday. Doors are open at 4. Look forward to seeing you all there. Thank you.
Okay, so the undercard boxes, they'll be available for TV interviews now. We've got the national dailies, if they want to come around to do Tyson first, and then Tyson will be available after on TV. Derek.